kick it.
It's killing. She's just so pretty.
But even with that, I'm gonna switch the subject a little bit. The music industry has changed.
Oh yeah.
The music has changed.
Yeah.
I have seen and heard so many songs that I can't even tell you even sounds like a song.
And that's why when you ask me, who would I like to work with? I mean, there's so many artists where I may like the song before I even know who the artist is. It's not like, back in the day where, there was Snoop Dogg, you knew it was Snoop Dogg, and there was Ice Cube, you knew it was Ice Cube, and I mean even Jay-Z. I mean, there's so many. We're being flooded with new music and new artists every day, and it's not about an album anymore. It's about the hottest single. And you're only as good as your last good single, and then somebody else is coming. Like look at how, I don't know if you felt this way, but I thought when Designer first came out, I thought it was Future. When I heard Panda, I was like, dang, Future done switched up a little bit. But now that I listen to Design, I'm like, okay, yeah, I hear the difference. But with both of them being affiliated with Kanye, I just thought that was Future. And it's like before you know it, there'll be another new artist. It's really hard to have that star power or that artist power anymore. Like a Drake, a J. Cole. Kendrick Lamar. I mean, we know these names because
those are household names, and they put out product that is a continuous product to me. If that's the right term. The thing about it though is that some of these other artists, they're making and for me to love music, for me to be a fan and a lover of the entertainment field, it kind of breaks my heart, because when I turn on something where I'm hearing somebody go I'm like, what is it? And then everybody loves it. That to me, in my opinion, is not music. So therefore I'm not listening to it for the lyrics anymore. I'm listening to it for the beat. I don't care what he's saying, she's saying, or whatever. It's just jamming in the club. I can do my thing in the club to it. And it's like that to me, for me, in what I see in my generation, we don't have that anymore. We had songs, we had lyrics, we had beats. You heard everything. Everything made it. Everything made a song. Now it's just like whatever little 2-second line or whatever the hottest saying there is right now. Hey, oh, turn down for what? I mean, nothing wrong with it, but even that's not a complete song.
Yeah. I
mean, you getting your but I love it. Turn down for, and what I hear that for me, for that particular song in general, I don't even need to hear anybody, because I love dance. So all that elevation in that song, that's all I needed. But I expect that coming from the artist who's on there, along with the actual person who made the track. But when I'm seeing the younger generation, boom, 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 I'm like, oh my gosh, it's some of these things that I can't even hear. I don't understand. I don't even want to hear it, because they all start sounding alike. It's like when you listen to a certain sound of music, a certain genre of music, you start getting tired of it, because it's the same stuff. Whether it's country, you listen to country all the time, it's the same twang, if it's rap, it's the same stuff. If it's reggae, it's the same stuff. So at some point, it's like, okay, it's getting old. It's getting old. Now, the one thing that I did like about, I'm going to say specifically in my head, Lil Wayne. I liked how that era of the bling bling and flossing is behind him, in a sense, a little bit more mature. Not really doing all of that anymore. I like how his music changed. His tracks changed. And now I can listen to a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I can really actually hear what he says now. And pay attention, how to love. Things like that. I like listening to lyrics. I like listening to lyrics because when I hear a song, I automatically think about what the video should be, the treatment, the concepts, and then we don't have them hardly anymore
I
either.
was gonna say, back in the day, a Busta Rhymes video was so entertaining. I mean, I find myself looking at the Aaliyah and Timberland video. It looks so fun. Like when we had the cross colors, and it's like the code. It just looked like rap was just was in its own. Like it was, the videos were like miniature movies almost.
Right.
They had themes, and they remember R. Kelly Down Low. Remember how when him and Ronald Isaac got, and it was just like, there was probably 3 minutes of acting before you even got into the song, and then it was a to be continued, and then the next song picked up where the last video left off. I mean, it was almost like watching a little movie. And I think what's happened is, I think music, as a producer, I have to be open-minded, and I have to keep reminding myself how my mother did not like rap, because they were coming off of Motown and they didn't understand rap, and rap wasn't supposed to last, and they were hard on it. So I try not to be too hard on the evolution of music. I mean, there's stuff that I listen to in my car that I listen to. If it's popular and I don't like it, I don't have to listen to it in my car. I just, like you said, put a CD in, but I don't want to be totally closed-minded, because I think that's when you start to antiquate yourself. And we all know that there's some people that they aren't as talented as far as lyricists as what we're accustomed to hearing. And I think the music, one thing that changed in the music industry were there were gatekeepers. Like think about Death Row, which was on fire. You had Snoop Dogg, then you had the Dog Pound, and then Tupac got out and went straight over there. And it was like, how long? We didn't get a mixtape from Tupac every day. Every week we didn't get a new Tupac mixtape or new Snoop. We waited. I have to remember, but it was like between Doggy Style and the Dogfather, Snoop's second album, I think there was 6 years. We didn't hear another Snoop Dogg album for 6 years. And when Ice Cube dropped the album, you didn't hear another Ice Cube album for another year. I mean, the gatekeepers, they said when and who the artists were going to work with. You never saw Snoop collabing with another artist because there was so much paperwork. And no, Snoop Dogg's not finna rap on a song with Puffy because we couldn't agree on the paperwork. Well, now that the major labels are gone, or they're not making as much money, and the independents have risen, there is that freedom to express yourself without having to go through Puffy or Suge or Dre. I mean, you got to work harder for it. Mm-hmm. I mean, thatpiff.com, these artists are putting 6 mixtapes out before they even drop an album. And it's like, how can you have that much stuff to talk about over 6 mixtapes? And then you got something more to say for a full album? Like, but this generation is, I think music just basically, what's the word? Music imitates life and the culture. Mm-hmm. And sad to say, if we don't like some of this music, that's what the culture is. That's what we're hearing. We're hearing, the conscious. Nobody wants to hear the conscious rap like that. Like, people want to feel good, and they want to swag out, and they want to look fresh, and they want to look fly.
Have an out. So I'm gonna say this final comment right now. I had a gentleman send me a few tracks the other day, asked me what my opinion was, listened to all of them. And it was really hard for me to listen. I knew which ones I felt were hot, but then I also felt the ones that were okay. Because I am a lover of music, I can see, like you said, I have to keep an open mind. But what I would prefer is the older school. The used to be the hip hop, the hip to the hip hop, you don't stop. The Sugar Hills. We're not talking about rap specifically. R&B is the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about explicit lyrics now. I mean, I really did not know that song that Chris Brown had was that explicit.
It was as explicit as nasty.
Ask you back to sleep? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another direction. There are no more censors, in a sense.
Nope.
You know, okay, so let's even take it to there. It's the music industry, from the censoring, from tracks, from lyrics, have all changed. They've evolved. Some, in my opinion,
De-evolved.
yeah. I mean, you know what's crazy? I'll tell you what, we're going to take a commercial break and we're going to come back.